What is going on YouTube? K93 here with a remastered version of my Backaround tutorial. And just for some clarification's sake, just in case you accidentally stumbled upon this video, this is not the Korean Backaround, otherwise known as the Back, spelled B-A-K. So this is not that tutorial. If you guys are looking for that, again, this is not the video you're looking for. So with all that out of the way, this is what the Backaround looks like. And I'm going to be teaching it from the 1-2 finger slot. Now, I will be honest, I do not know for sure if you can or there is nomenclature or, whatever for starting the 2-3 or the 3-4 finger slot and doing a Backaround that way. In my opinion, you guys are not going to be doing that or those tricks that often, if at all. And you will likely be doing a Korean Backaround, again, otherwise known as a back, for those kinds of movement purposes. So I'm only going to be teaching this kind of for completion's sake, knowing that, you guys might be thinking, okay, the back is called the Korean Backaround. What's a normal Backaround like? And that's what this video is kind of for. So again, I'm also only going to be teaching it from the 1-2 finger slot just because that's where I guess it's most useful. It's not really useful from the 2-3 or the 3-4 finger slot. So that's just kind of that. Hopefully, if you guys want to try to learn it on your own, you guys can just take the concept from this video and then map it to those other fingers. But let's get into the tutorial. So it's called a Backaround because it goes around your finger backwards. Mind blowing, right? But kind of take the concept that we've been doing with all of our rounds. So we've done the thumb around and the rounds on these other fingers, and you hold the pen with that same concept in mind. Since the pen is rotating, at least if you're right-handed like me, it's going in a clockwise motion. You want to have more of the pen starting away from you in this case, because as the pen goes backwards around your finger, you need to have some weight distribution or redistribution and some pen length also for the pen to wrap around your finger. Again, just like the thumb around and all of the other rounds. So I guess momentum or the start of this trick is not really a push. In the thumb around, we pushed with our middle finger. In the other rounds, we pushed with the finger that's below the finger we're going around. Bad example there because I accidentally just hit it. But with the Backaround, you're kind of using a flick-like motion. And it's not a very strong flick. And because it's not a very strong flick, I want you guys to just practice holding the pen like this, and then kind of bring your hand in just a little bit to kind of wind it up. And then, not that. That's what happens when you push it too weakly or flick it too weakly. Flick it so that it goes around your index finger. And whether or not you catch it at first, that's perfectly okay. I just want you guys to get used to the force. Now that was kind of okay. That means you did a little bit too weakly, because if you did a little bit, even just a little bit more strongly, it would have fell down this way rather than this way. So that's kind of a good indication of how much force you need, if you need to adjust how much. If it gets to, again, if you're right-handed, if it gets towards your thumb, like if you were to make a line here and it falls towards your thumb, then you're in the right ballpark. If you do the trick or do that part and it falls to the right side or towards your pinky, then you need to add a little bit more force. So that's just common kind of around knowledge. So we discussed that in the other rounds as well. So hopefully that makes sense. We are now just only a brief step away from catching it, really. So once you kind of flick it back like this and then not do it weakly, you also don't want to put your hand down that much, because if you do, I know it's tempting to kind of, when you do this, since you're already kind of I guess you're kind of flicking your hand already to try to get the pen to go like that. It's really tempting to kind of leave your hand flat, or kind of it's kind of easy to temporarily just leave your hand palm down, but you don't want to do that, because then the pen will do this and you can't as easily grab it into this finger slot. It's much easier at this point to catch it like this, which is, again, not how you want to do the trick. So just try to keep your hand as palm side as possible. There is a momentary time when your hand does go slightly palm down, and that's immediately after you release it. But immediately after you release it, you need to start bringing your hand back up. And that's, again, just to help with catching it and helping it with going around your hand. So this also helps, like keeping your hand palm side also helps you catch it, because that was a bad example. Because if you were to, again, let's just do the counter example. If you were to do the flick and then not do it, it's much easier to catch it down. Like it's much easier for the pen to go below your middle finger when you need to catch it actually above your middle finger like that. So hopefully that makes sense. Once you move the pen around using like this kind of weird flick motion, you'll notice that my hand kind of goes back to the original position. It kind of goes like this. So like when I do this, that's why I'm pushing it around my hand, and then it comes back up to catch it. So that's what I'm kind of doing there. That was a little bit too weak. Kind of like that. And again, as you're keeping your hand more palm side, when you come back, like after the pen has wrapped around more than halfway of your finger, when you bring your hand, that was weak. When you bring your hand back up, wow, also weak. It's cold here. Right? I'm in the basement and it's winter. When you push the pen and then bring it back up, when you bring your hand back up, when you do that at the right time, your middle finger is already going to be here ready to catch it. All you have to do is just kind of make a mental note of, oh, hey, the pen's coming. I should probably like clamp down on it now or grasp it right now, grip it. So hopefully that makes sense. And hopefully this trick isn't too complicated. Again, I don't know how feasible it is to do the background from the other finger slots. I assume it's possible, but it's just very choppy. And for me, it just doesn't really work that well. And also, as I mentioned earlier, you're likely going to be using a Korean background, otherwise known as a back, spelled B-A-K. You're likely going to be using that if you really want to try to move the pen up your hand with a Backaround style movement. So yeah, the Korean Backaround or the back tutorial should be coming relatively soon after this one. I don't know when. I kind of forgot what my schedule looks like in terms of these videos. But that will do it for this video. Thanks so much for watching, and hope it helped you guys out a lot. If it did, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.